After 2 years, UAE lifts travel ban on Nigerians. FCT Police Command warns against protests by Islamic Movement of Nigeria. Federal government repatriates 190 Nigerians from the UAE. And on the foreign scene, Rwandan President Paul Kagame poised for fourth term with 99.15 votes in presidential election. Hello, welcome to News Update on Trust TV. I am Lilian Ogazi. And now to the news. Nigeria and the United Arab Emirates have agreed on the resumption of travel to the UAE by Nigerian passport holders. Minister of Information Mohammed Idris revealed this to newsmen at State House Abuja after Monday's Federal Executive Council meeting. The announcement comes on a day the cabinet reviewed the issue of food supply and shortage of food on the table of many Nigerians. Kende Amodu reports.
The resumption of flights to the UAE by Nigerian passport holders is the biggest news item coming out of Wednesday's cabinet meeting. There have been a series of false starts before both countries reach this settlement. This agreement includes updated controls and conditions to facilitate obtaining a UAE passport.
Today, an agreement has been reached on that, and effective from today, 15th of July, Nigerian passport holders are able to obtain visas to go to the United Arab Emirates. Details of that will, of course, be provided to you later today when we put out a press statement on that. But I can tell you that that agreement has been reached, and effective from today, those intending to travel to the Nigerian passport holders intending to travel to the United Arab Emirates are able to do so.
Meanwhile, the Council of Ministers deliberated on the cost of living crisis and food inflation, which has left many families financially crippled. To this end, 20 trucks of rice has already been supplied to each of the states of the Federation, including the Federal Capital Territory, with each of the trucks, of course, carrying about 1,225 kg bags of rice. The minister explained that these interventions by the federal government will continue until the situation is ameliorated. The cabinet keeps pushing its CNG program with a focus on setting up more conversion centers.
So for recap, each of the state governors has received 20 trucks of rice for onward distribution to the most vulnerable. This is a first step, and the federal government will continue to support all the state governors, the local government, all the subnationals, so that the hardship being experienced by most Nigerians in terms of shortage of food supply is bridged. It is expected that the state governors will go ahead to distribute these food items to the most vulnerable, so that the hardship, like I said, being experienced will be brought down significantly. Conversion centers that had earlier been approved will also be significantly be upgraded, so that Nigerians will have more conversion centers, more conversion kits. The compliance level of CNG the federal government has directed need to go up, so as to reduce our over-reliance on PMS, and this will in turn also aid our energy transition from fossil fuel to renewable energy.
On the stall talks over the national minimum wage, the information minister says President Tinubu is open to meeting the Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress on Thursday. The message being passed across is that government is working around the clock to ensure that it comes up with a minimum wage that works for all Nigerians, the federal government, the subnationals, and the organized private sector, which will be submitted to the National Assembly for legislation. From State House Abuja, Kende Amodu, Trust TV News.
The Federal Capital Territory FCT Police Command has warned members of the Islamic movement of Nigeria known as Shi'ites against holding any form of protest or procession in the nation's capital, Abuja. The Commissioner of Police, Bennett Igwe, handed down the warning in a statement by the command spokeswoman, SP Adi Josephine, on Monday night. He said the warning followed intelligence information at the command disposal that the proscribed organization, also known as Shi'ites, are planning a procession to mark the 2024 Islamic calendar day of Ashura. He said Shiite antecedents have shown that such activities carried out by their members, which he said often result in significant disturbances, leading to anarchy and chaos within the territory. Armed robbers have invaded the Akwa Ibom State Municipal Corporation and killed one of the security guards. It was gathered that on Friday night preceding Saturday morning, the armed robbers invaded the premises of the state-owned newspapers, publishers of Pioneer newspaper, along Information Drive in Uyo, and carted away some items. It was learned that in the process of the robbery, properties like generator sets, televisions, and wire cables were carted away. An ad hoc security guard on duty, Editor Bot, was shot dead. Source within the Newspaper Corporation on Monday in Uyo confirmed the incident and expressed sadness at the death of the security guard. Still on issues surrounding insecurity, the Ogun State Police commanders arrested 2 suspected kidnappers allegedly responsible for several kidnaps and killings in Ijebu-Igbo and its environs in Ijebu North local government area of the state. The 7-man kidnap gang, according to the State Commissioner of Police Abiodun Alumutu, was responsible for the kidnap and eventual killing of 2 men aged 71 and 37 and later burying them in the shallow graves at 2 different locations. Trust TV's Abbas Dalibi now reports.
Leading men, officers and health officials to the bushes where their victims were buried in shallow graves, the Commissioner of Police assured residents that the long arms of the law will catch up with 5 other fleeing gang members. To this unsuspecting resident of Agodo, a remote area in Ijebu-Igbo, Ijebu North local government, this road is just like any other road leading to the farm in the locality, but information has proved that kidnappers use the road to carry out their nefarious activities deep down the forest. The walk seemed long and unending as the Ogun State Commissioner of Police Abiodun Alamutu led men, officers, family members and health officials into the bush where a 71-year-old man and another 37-year-old victim of the 7-man kidnap gang were killed and buried in shallow grave. This is after collecting the sum of 10 million and another 9 million respectively from the families of the victims. In handcuffs, the 2 suspects, 41-year-old Monde Igwe and a father of 3, and his colleague, a 40-year-old Chukuma Bartolome and a father of 2, respectively, who are both members of a 7-man gang, led the police to the forest where bodies of victims were exhumed. They confessed to committing the crime and said the other 5 members, now at large, enlisted them into the kidnap business.
It's my friend, so I lead me to him.
Kidnap is one of my brother. He's living here before, and my job here is a fish pond. I'm doing fishery pond. So that my brother used to, I now located to Ebonyi State back. After some years, he come back like 2 years ago.
Family members, while narrating how they lost their loved ones to the kidnappers, commended the police for their efforts, but however, demand justice for their relatives.
We gathered together, we sponsored, we pay ransomed in millions. I think the last one I had, was close to 7 million, over 7 million, and some even paid us after that. We are talking of something close to 10 million, if not over, just for them to release him. And the wars have been done. The wars have been done.
We don't even know that the parasite is just by our side. First, the Nigeria judiciary and justice has to be done.
The Commissioner of Police, who assured residents of adequate protection for lives and property, however, assured that the fleeing members of kidnapped gang will be arrested and made to face the full weight of the law.
And we have been on this for quite some time until we got a breakthrough recently.
This is coming barely 2 weeks after the 3 suspect kidnappers who kidnapped travelers along the Shagamu-Ileshan Expressway were neutralized by the men of the command. From Abeokuta, Abbas Ibrahim Alibi.
The Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, says it is ready to pay whatever amount agreed upon as the new minimum national wage by the Tripartite Committee when enacted into law. National President of the Association, Aminu Maifata, stated this in Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital, at a press conference on the Supreme Court judgment on local government autonomy. Trust TV's Abbas Abubakar Abdullahi sent in this report as presented from our studio.
Describing the recent judgment of the Supreme Court as a welcome development for people at the grassroots and a good omen for local government administration, the ALGON National President explained that the 774 local government areas would strictly adhere to and respect the decision of the Supreme Court.
The position of the 774 local government councils in the country is complete adherence and respect for the decisions of the Supreme Court.
While appreciating President Bola Tinubu for his prompt intervention on local government administration, Maifata pointed out that massive developmental projects will be carried out by the local government chairmen across the country with the local government autonomy. The ALGON National President explained that the association will continue to accord respect to the state governors as their heads in their various states and will always look forward to a robust working relationship with them. Maifata, who doubled as ALGON chairman of Nasarawa State and chairman of Lafia local government area, further lauded governors of the 36 states for accepting the decision of the highest court in the country, promising that the third tier of government is ready to pay any amount accepted as minimum wage to its workers.
And once it becomes law, each and every council chairman must obey. That is the law of the country. But how to obey such law by sourcing funds to pay the salaries, this is what we are looking at. This is what we are going to find ways on how to harmonize the resources, on how to attract resources so that we don't default in salaries payment at the end of the month.
The ALGON leader also said that they would prioritize the welfare of workers, infrastructural development, and security issues, amongst other things, to restore happiness and prosperity in the country. He also appealed to the federal government to review the current revenue sharing formula in favor of the 774 area councils to enable them to pay the new minimum wage if eventually agreed and made a law.
Moving on now, Phoenix, the Saudi-designated Nigerian Hajj air carrier, has concluded the transportation of its last batch of Nigerian pilgrims, marking an end to the 2024 Hajj operation. This was revealed by the Managing Director of First Planet Travels and General Sales Agent of Flynas, Alhaji Umar Kalia, in a statement issued in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Flynas, one of the 3 airlines selected to airlift Nigerian pilgrims to Saudi Arabia in 2024, had at the beginning of the Hajj operation airlifted the first batch of Nigerian pilgrims from Kebbi pilgrims to the Holy Land. Mr. Kaila said the Phase 2 operation was seamless and smooth as planned and thanked Allah for his huge success. He revealed that Flynas' last flight landed in Abuja Monday evening with NACON officials and some Niger State pilgrims. The operation was officially completed when the flight moved to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Airport, Mina, and delivered the remaining Niger State pilgrims the same day. He commended the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, Lagos, Kebbi, Sokoto, Niger, Osun, Ogun, Borno, Yobe State Pilgrims Board, and other relevant aviation agencies for their support during the successful exercise. In 2024 Hajj, NACON allocated flying as about 20,000 pilgrims from Kebbi, Lagos, Sokoto, Zamfara, Yobe, Borno, Osun, Ogun, and Niger states. Over 50,000 state pilgrims from Nigeria participated in Hajj pilgrimage. This is News Update coming to you from Trust TV. Coming up, Lagos State government shut Ojaoba market at Ilepo over poor sanitary conditions. More news when we return. To stay. Welcome back. If you just joined us, this is News Update coming to you from Trust TV. Let's take a look at our headline stories again. After 2 years, UAE lifts travel ban on Nigerians. FCT Police Command warned against protests by Islamic Movement of Nigeria. Moving on, the federal government has repatriated a total of 190 Nigerians from the United Arab Emirates. According to a statement by the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, signed by its Director General, North Central Zone Bashir Gadga on Tuesday, the returnees were received at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, by a combined team of government officials led by NEMA. NEMA said the returnees have been profiled and documented by the relevant agencies and sensitized to behave with decorum and responsibility on their return to Nigeria. The federal government urges all Nigerians, wherever they may be, to act as exemplary ambassadors of their country, upholding the fundamental values of patriotism, rule of law, decency, and integrity. It will be recalled that in October 2022, federal government repatriated a total of 542 from the UAE. For the second time in less than a year, the Lagos State government has sealed the popular Ilepo Okeodo market, the second biggest food market in Lagos State. The market was sealed on Sunday by officials of the Lagos State Waste Management Authority, just about 10 months after it was shut in 2023 for about a month over environmental infraction. Here's the report.
Trust TV observed that following the closure of the market, traders as well as buyers who came visiting the market were shocked when they met the market locked, with most of them expressing frustration over the latest shutdown. Rosemary Olatinwu, who came to buy some food items at the market, expressed disappointment over the development.
So we are here to get some what we needed, but it's the point that we did not get everything we want here. So my plea to the government is they should find solutions to this, because I'm very much disappointed. You can say how I'm stranded. I'm just stranded outside. I don't know what to do. Please, I plead to the government to help us, but with whatever it needed to open this thing very fast. We are very. I don't know. I'm just surprised because this thing is getting out of hands. The last time we were told that this same thing happened, that the lawman came to ban everybody from going into the market due to the dirtiness or something else. But by so doing, I don't know what to say. Because I'm just stranded outside. For my own is just the government should find something to do on time because it's so disappointing.
A trader, Messi Chidima, said the closure is worsening the already dire economic condition of the people.
Locking the market for us is still just for us. Like me now, I don't have anything at home. Coming, they lock the market. At least they should look for any other means they can use. Not by locking the market, putting the people outside there in a terrible situation.
General Secretary Ilepo Okeodo Traders Association, Olatunji Manchester, who described the latest closure as suspicious, said, contrary to the report about the poor sanitation condition of the environment, the traders have been making efforts to make the market's environment clean, while noting that the market has already set aside Mondays and Thursdays for sanitation. Manchester called on Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu to stop the persistent closure of the market.
Even the state governor used to tell us that we have to take care of our market very well, and we used to do that. But it's unfortunate for us. They came unexpectedly yesterday. Though 3 or 4 days ago, they told us that the market is so dirty, but we cleaned it up. We've already cleaned the market up before they came yesterday and locked the market up. And you can see the market now. And people are complaining. People are complaining bitterly.
Though Trust TV could not immediately get the reaction of the state government, the Commissioner for Environment, Tokunbo Wahib, in a post on his verified X page, however, confirmed the closure of the market. He said the closure was due to complaints from members of the public about the poor hygienic condition of the market.
The Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa has called for community engagement and education in areas where illegal mining occurs in order to help address the menace. Speaking at an investigation hearing on illegal mining in Abuja, he emphasized the need for government to provide alternative sources of income for communities that rely on mining due to poverty. The report.
The Chief of Defense, who was represented by the Director of Operations Air Marshal Nnemeka Ilo, stressed that the government must demonstrate the political will to tackle illegal mining by ensuring that those involved, regardless of their status, face the legal consequences. Additionally, he advocated for strengthening of border security and equipping relevant agencies to combat illegal mining, noting that foreigners who are often involved later get released after their arrest due to their connections with those in authority.
The government needs to, like I said, show that willpower that they actually want to tackle this thing by ensuring that anybody, no matter how highly placed, that is involved in illegal mining faces the books accordingly.
The Chief of Army Staff, Taurid Lagwajabu, was represented by Colonel Tajuddin Lamidi, reported that from December 2023 to date, they have apprehended 412 individuals involved in illegal mining. He assured that the Army will continue to collaborate with relevant agencies as mandated by the Constitution to combat illegal activities and bring those responsible to justice.
From December to date, we've arrested 387 individuals in connection with illegal mining. We also have vehicles and also some of these these minerals that were arrested, which were handed over as exhibits to those agencies for them to be prosecuted.
Earlier, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, who was represented by the House Leader, Julius Ihovere, and the Chairman of the House Committee on Solid Minerals, Gaza Jonathan, emphasized that illegal mining poses significant threats to Nigeria's economy, environment, and security. They stressed that the unregulated exploitation of natural resources undermines the sustainability of the mineral sector, resulting in environmental degradation and revenue loss that could otherwise benefit local communities and the nation as a whole.
If we cannot take decisive steps, in spite of all that we are doing now, even if we have to shut down any form of mining in these areas for a year, in the interest of Nigeria and Nigerians, there will be nothing wrong with that.
It's imperative that we take, as a matter of urgency, decisive steps and necessary action to address this issue and ensure that our solid mineral sector operates within the framework of the law, protecting our natural resources for future generations.
They called for swift and decisive action to address the issue and ensure that the solid mineral sector operates within the legal framework that will guarantee the preservation of natural resources for future generations.
And now to the foreign scene. President Paul Kagame has won 99% of the vote in provincial results from Monday's presidential election in Rwanda. Residents said the outcome was widely expected as the country's longtime ruler aims to extend his three-decade grip on power. According to electoral authorities, Kagame's opponents, Frank Habenza of the Democratic Green Party of Rwanda and independent candidate Philippe Mpeyamana, were collectively getting under 1% of the vote in provisional results, accounting for 79% of all ballots cast. The results mirrored the outcome in 2017 when Kagame took nearly 99% of the votes. Final results are expected by July 27th. The 66-year-old Kagame, who has held power since the end of the country's genocide in 1994, was ruling virtually unopposed. Police in Kenya are brazen up in the center of Kenya's capital on Tuesday after calls for more demonstrations against the embattled government of President William Ruto. Activists led by young Gen Z Kenyans launched peaceful rallies a month ago against deeply unpopular tax hikes, but they descended into deadly violence last month, prompting Ruto to drop the planned increase. Although street protests have eased since dozens of people were killed and Parliament stormed in late June, activists are still demanding the president's resignation, with new rallies called for Tuesday using the hashtag Ruto must go. And in sport, Nigeria's women's basketball team, the Tigers, has been rated in the 12th position in the last power ranking ahead of the Paris Olympics. This achievement indicates that the Tigers has solidified their status as a top-ranked team in Africa. The power rankings, which is different from the FIBA rankings, is a calculation of the team's strength relative to other teams that will compete at the Olympics. The United States continues to maintain its stronghold at the pinnacle of the world ranking on the #1 spots. The chairman, House Committee on Sport, Ekene Adams, is dead. One of his media aides, Tunde Shamsuddin, broke the sad news early hours this morning. Born in 1985, Adams was a Nigerian entrepreneur, politician, and former professional footballer. In January 2023, Ekene Adams Abubakar won the House of Representatives seat for Chinku, Kajaru Federal Constituency of Kaduna State under the umbrella of the Labour Party. Until his assumption of office as House of Representative member, Ekene was team manager of Remo Stars FC of Ikene. With that, we've come to the end of News Update here on Trust TV. Do out to follow us across all our social media platforms for more news programs and documentaries. Thanks for watching. I am Lilian Ogazi. Bye for now.